All right, ready for another deep dive? Today we're heading down to Florida, the Sunshine State.
Sounds warm.
Definitely warmer than here.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at a small business, a pressure washing company called Under Pressure Power Wash LLC.
Catchy name.
Yeah, I like it. They've got a profile on Alignable, which is kind of like, you know,
Like a LinkedIn for businesses.
exactly, for
Yeah.
businesses, yeah. So if you're thinking about, maybe hiring someone to pressure wash your house
Or your driveway.
or your driveway, or if you're just curious about small businesses, especially down in Florida,
Or if you just like a little peek behind the
a
curtain.
little peek behind the curtain to see how businesses present themselves.
Absolute.
And this one, let me tell you, this owner definitely has a voice.
I was going to say their profile definitely has some personality to it.
Oh, yeah. This is not your typical dry business description.
Not, what really stood out to me was, I mean, first of all, the sheer range of services they offer.
Yeah, it's not just pressure washing.
No, it's like they do everything.
Yeah.
Roof cleaning
Here we're
and interior and exterior painting. It's like
it's a one-stop shop for all things exterior home maintenance.
pretty much if you need something cleaned or painted,
They've got you covered.
they've got you covered.
Yeah, they're based in Wellington, Florida, but they service the whole state, which is pretty impressive.
That is a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, and they've been doing it for 24 years.
24 years, that's a lot of experience.
Yeah, that's a lot of grime busted, I guess you could say.
A lot of grime, a lot of happy customers.
And they're not shy about, kind of touting that experience either.
Definitely not. They're very proud of it.
Yeah, the owner really emphasizes a superior quality throughout the profile.
Yeah, that seems to be their like main selling point.
Yeah, and it seems like they're really targeting a certain type of clientele, a commercial property.
HOAs, definitely HOAs.
And those like really beautiful upscale homes you see all over Florida.
Oh yeah, the ones with the the Spanish tile roofs and the lush landscaping.
It's exactly.
Yeah, and it makes sense because those are the types of properties where, appearances really matter.
And where people are willing to invest in that kind of high quality maintenance.
Exactly.
That emphasis on quality really comes through, like, I don't know, there's a definite sense of pride in how the owner describes his work.
Almost like a disdain for the amateurs out there.
Oh, yeah, he definitely calls out the amateurs.
The ones who are like, practicing on people's properties.
Yeah, and you can kind of hear that in his voice, like, don't trust your valuable home to just anyone.
Right. This is my craft. I take it seriously.
And he definitely wants you to reach out directly.
Oh, yeah. No beating around the bush with this guy.
No, he lists his phone number multiple times in the profile.
Yeah, it's like, call me, text me, let's do this.
Yeah, and he even says, like, please no spam.
I chuckled when I read that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time for games.
Right. Just cut to the chase.
Exactly.
It's refreshing in a way.
Yeah, it's very direct, very no nonsense.
Old school, almost.
Yeah, I mean, in today's world where everything's so polished and, perfectly curated online.
It's definitely a different approach.
Yeah, I wonder if it works for him,
I'm curious too, because on the one hand, it might seem a bit like abrupt.
A little too blunt, maybe.
Yeah, but on the other hand, there are probably people who appreciate that kind of honesty.
Straight talk.
Yeah, and it's definitely memorable.
That's for sure. It's not your typical marketing spiel.
Not at all. And it's interesting because he's not just looking for any client.
No, he specifically mentions wanting to connect with, like, property managers,
HOAs, of course.
contractors, and homeowners.
Yeah, it's very targeted.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to build a network of people who understand the value of what he offers.
And who are likely to need his services on an ongoing basis.
Right, or who can refer him to others.
It's smart, he's thinking long term.
Yeah, it's not just about one-off jobs. It's about building relationships.
Exactly. And I notice he also mentions training and custom equipment, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, yeah, that really stood out to me, too.
It's like he's not just running a business, he's trying to elevate the whole pressure washing game.
Yeah, it's like he's passionate about it.
More than just a job, it's a craft.
Exactly. It makes you wonder what's behind that decision.
Like, is he seeing a lack of skilled labor in the market?
Or maybe he just loves pressure washing so much that he wants to share his knowledge with others.
Maybe he's like, this is how you do it right.
Right, and that whole custom equipment thing is really intriguing, too.
What is he building? Some kind of super-powered pressure washer?
I know, right? I have so many questions.
It's like he's not content with just mastering the craft. He wants to push the boundaries.
Yeah, he's an innovator.
Definitely a unique character.
Absolutely. And we'll dive more into those details after the break.
Sounds good.
And it's not just, talk about training and equipment. He backs up that quality claim with a seriously impressive list of services.
Oh yeah, it's extensive.
Like way more than I expected from a pressure washing company.
Me too. I mean, they do everything from basic house washing,
Yeah, to like really specialized stuff like graffiti removal.
caver sealing.
And he even like breaks down the different cleaning techniques like soft washing for more delicate surfaces.
It's that attention to detail that's really impressive.
Yeah, it shows that he understands that not all surfaces are created equal.
Right, you can't just blast everything with the highest pressure possible.
Exactly. And he even mentions offering warranties and maintenance contracts.
Wow, really?
Yeah, which is pretty unusual for a pressure washing company.
That's a sign of confidence in his work.
It's like he's saying, I'm so sure you're going to be happy with my work that I'm willing to stand behind it.
That's a powerful message, especially in an industry where, there might be a lot of fly-by-night operators.
Yeah, it definitely gives you that sense of trust and peace of mind.
Like, you're not just getting a quick fix, you're getting a long-term solution.
Exactly. And kind of goes back to what we were saying before about how he's trying to create an experience, not just provide a service.
Yeah, it's like the difference between, grabbing a burger at a fast food joint and having a carefully crafted meal at a fine dining restaurant.
That's a great analogy. It's like he's elevating the whole pressure washing experience.
Absolutely. And I think it speaks to a larger trend that we're seeing in a lot of industries, where customers are looking for more than just a product or a service. They're looking for value, expertise, and that sense of partnership.
Like they want to feel like they're working with someone who understands their needs.
And who's invested in their satisfaction.
Exactly. And this owner definitely seems to get that. It's like he's not just selling pressure washing. He's selling peace of mind, expertise, and a long-term solution for keeping properties looking their best.
And that resonates especially well with that higher-end clientele he's targeting.
Yeah, because they want to know that their investment is in good hands.
Exactly. They're not just looking for the cheapest option. They're looking for quality and reliability.
And it's interesting how he balances that professionalism with his, like, very direct, no-nonsense personality.
Yeah, it's like he's serious about his work, but he's also not afraid to be himself.
It's a unique combination for sure.
I think it could be polarizing, Some people might be put off by it.
Yeah, but others might find it refreshing.
Like, this is who I am, take it or leave it.
Yeah, and based on his claim of having thousands of happy customers, it seems to be working for him.
Yeah, it suggests that there's a market for that kind of authenticity.
Even in today's world, where everything's so polished and perfect online.
People crave realness sometimes.
Absolutely. And speaking of realness, let's circle back to that training and custom equipment aspect, because that really stood out to me.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique element of this business.
It makes you wonder, what's driving that decision? Is he seeing a gap in the market for skilled pressure washers?
Or maybe it's more about a passion for the craft and wanting to share that knowledge.
Like, he wants to elevate the industry as a whole.
Yeah, and the fact that he's building custom equipment, that just adds another layer of intrigue.
I know, right? It's like, what is he creating? Some kind of super efficient pressure washing rig?
A mobile training unit? Who knows?
The possibilities are endless.
It's really quite inspiring to see that level of creativity and innovation.
I agree. We started with a simple, alignable profile, and now we're talking about passion, innovation, and the potential to impact an entire industry.
It's a good reminder that even in something as seemingly straightforward as pressure washing, there's room for growth and creativity.
And a drive to make things better.
Absolutely.
And it all comes back to that question we posed earlier. Can a business thrive by being authentically itself?
In this case, it seems like the answer is a resounding yes.
This business owner's directness, his passion, and his willingness to push boundaries, they all seem to be key ingredients in his success.
It's a valuable lesson for anyone, whether you're running a business, pursuing a passion, or just navigating life in general.
Sometimes, the most effective approach is to just be true to yourself.
Even if it means breaking a few conventions along the way.
Well said. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, we leave you with this thought. What are the unconventional ways that you can bring your unique skills and personality to the world?
How can you challenge norms and create something truly special?
That's something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the fascinating world around us.
It's like he's not just identifying a need in the market. He's actually creating a solution.
Yeah, and in doing so, he's potentially, like shaping the future of the industry.
It's pretty inspiring, honestly. We started with a simple, alignable profile.
Right.
And now we're talking about passion, innovation, the potential to impact an entire industry.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
That even in something as, you know, seemingly straightforward as pressure washing,
Right.
there's room for creativity and vision, a
Definitely.
drive to make things better,
And it all comes back to that question we posed earlier.
about authenticity.
Hmm.
Yeah, can a business thrive by being authentically itself?
It seems like in this case, the answer is a resounding yes.
Yeah, this business owner's directness,
Mhm.
his passion, his willingness to push boundaries, it all seems to be working for him.
It's a valuable lesson for anyone, really.
Yeah.
Whether you're running a business, pursuing a passion, or just navigating life in general, sometimes the most effective approach is just to be true to yourself.
Absolutely.
Even if it means, breaking a few conventions along the way.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Under Pressure Power Wash LLC,
Yeah.
we'll leave you with this thought. What are the unconventional ways that you can bring your unique skills and personality to the world?
How can you challenge norms and create something truly special?
Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the fascinating world around us.